Okay, guys. So first things first, we had a gas attack in Syria. That was pretty horrible, actually. I don't think any of this should have happened. Now I don't know. Well, we have a missile base that is no, like an airfield base, I think, in Syria that had the attack happen. No, I don't think it was Assad that actually attacked it. I think it was more like the terrorists or someone that do not care about any of human life. Um, Honestly, I have no words to say any of this is like the United States media is mostly, well, some of it is lies, some of it is true, and some it's like that with almost every media in the world. And I think the most trustworthy one is the media in, I don't know. Seems like well, the media in Israel's okay, but still, it's not no. Then we have the missile. Then we're gonna have a missile crisis in Syria. Donald Trump should have had soldiers on the ground with gas masks attacking the airbase, because I know that leads to more deaths for our side. We could have had an honorable sacrifice just to you know stop them from attacking anyone. And also remember that it wasn't nice. What would look? Well, I don't know. So it might be a false story, but I think that I know that Assad was killing people. I don't know why there was the gas attack, but really that could be an account as a guess. That could be an account for an act of war. But Assad, I don't think Assad regime was anything like that. And I think it's not Assad regime, but the person in Syria, the ruler of Syria. Yeah, remember that. We also had. Oh, what was his name? We started had. What was his name? We had Saddam Hussein and not him. Saddam Hussein and I'm trying to figure out the other one's name, but I'm getting it a little bit by bits. So yeah, there was Saddam Hussein, and then there was the other guy. Those were rulers of both the nations, and if we hadn't gone to war with them, it would have been much better. But since we had to have a 9/11 attack, basically because of terrorists, and that was the reason of that was because of the fact that we attacked the bases in other parts of Iraq as well. That was due to the let's say that it was due to the fact that there was it was due to the fact that Iraq was bombed and attacked by planes by us because they were going after Kuwait. That would have been bad if if we had let them take over the oil. We would have had gas prices shot up really high. But if we hadn't done that, well, it wouldn't been good. 9/11 is really bad, but we could have just had security all over in America instead of attacking their country, which really the guy that did it he was just a terrorist group that was organizing the entire the guy that attacked our soil was a terrorist group that I think was like he was involved with hello there. He was involved with let's say he was involved with attacking he was what was the terrorist group? His name was I'm trying to think of the name. There was Sunni and Shiite, I think. I think one of them was the bad one. Anyway, one of the terrorist groups really came by and attacked us because they were offended by our way of doing things, and they were also hateful because if someone does things in a really shameful way, more shameful things will go by them. And I think America was doing things shamefully, and that's not the right thing. That's not the right way of doing things. Also, even worse is that the terrorist attacks were I'm trying to lead up to the other to this event anyway. If anyone's going away because of this, anyway, because of the fact that we've been attacking them, we've been taking out our terrorist leaders, and that's a good thing. But really, then been having the wars in the Middle East, and then we basically had the entire Middle East attacked by every other person. That is basically the Middle East was basically, they were literally trying to get involved with the wrong stuff, and then we had to go and intervene, and we took out a lot of citizens' lives because of one of the wars, and that was the Iraq War. Because we shouldn't have invaded Iraq and taken out the actual. Hold on. We shouldn't have taken out the actual leader, because if we take out leaders of countries and that they're third world countries, things will get really bad, really dramatically bad. And what we're trying to do now is trying to take out bad with names. What is that? I'm trying to take out we're trying to take out a lot of thought problems. What is going on? Must be because I'm starving. Anyway, it's because we're trying to take out Kim Jong-un. Yeah, we're trying to take out Kim Jong-un. That's going to cause even more problems with the North Korea, and that's going to be really bad. And right now, we since we took out the leader of Iraq and Iran, maybe not Iran, but two leaders. Things are actually, I think it was Iraq and Afghanistan that we took the two leaders out of, and that's the reason why they're terrorists, because we invaded Iraq. Invasion is really not a good thing, and that means people's lives were at stake, and they've been taken out by our people's. They basically, because people took us out like that, and since we tortured the people's lives with a Guantanamo Bay, okay, and we tortured everyone in other prisons, this causes terrorism. And even worse, Now that we have this much of a terrorism, I'm afraid we have things like Syria because people are trying to bomb Syria because of not maybe probably terrorism, but people in Syria were angry at their leader, but we shouldn't have invaded because now we are having people bombing Syria, and who knows, maybe we'll have worse threats than that. Maybe we'll have us bombing, America bombing Syria, and then we have a missile attack, we have the gas attack from some other source, and it was not from Syria, I believe. I think it was from a terrorist group. Now, I don't know if it was that, but gas attack is not from ISIS. It's from some sort of military that is probably still hiding. And since we have to lie and take out the person in Syria, well, it's a good thing it's a small country, but still, and then that leaves the pathway for people from Russia to go to Israel, and then other people to go to Israel from that section. And then there's Iraq and Iran going to Israel. Then we'll have a full-out war with Israel. And then there's a huge mess because of that. So really, the two attacks in Syria is an act of war. Is seriously the worst thing that anyone can do. And I'm sad. I'm ashamed that America is doing that. I feel ashamed that America is doing that, and if we attack Syria anymore, we could have even greater war at our hands to protect Syria, and Syria will become a no-go zone. And this is why we have many problems in Europe, and then coming to America, we could have many problems in America. So this is serious, guys. The war in Syria will really we're going to an even deeper war in Syria because of the two attacks in Syria. This is nothing to be playing with, because we need to pray for people in Syria, of course, but we also need to pray that that we have to pray that no one gets too involved with Syria, because if we bomb Syria like we're doing right now for a long period of time, oh man, I know what's going to happen, but I know it's going to be really bad. So pray for less attacks, okay? Anyway, I guess I'll be done now, okay? All right, I'll be done now, okay? Bye.